Hey, End Time Watchman, I'm back. I'm going to do a video tonight on There's a Time for Everything. That's the title. You say, oh boy, I don't know, I may want to click this mouse. Well, you might want to. And if you so feel led to do it, I would suggest that you would click it. But I'm going to do this video regardless. So having said that, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, to everything there's a time and a season, purpose under heaven. There's a time to be born, and there's a time to die. There's a time to plant, time to pluck up that which you planted. Listen to me. Verse 3. There's a time to kill, there's a time to heal. There's a time to break down, there's a time to build up. Let me go back for a minute. For everything there is a time and a season, my friend. You understand me? Okay? I am giving you, and I'm going to be doing a lot more biblical stuff. I just feel like time's running out and I need to get it out there. Okay? And I encourage you to go back and check and read it for yourself. Ecclesiastes 3. A time for everything. See, there's a time to be born. There was a certain amount of time when your mother began to feel contractions and she knew it was time, that either that day or that night or the following day that you would be born, that you would come out of her womb and that you would see this old corrupt world. Okay? There is a time. When it gets time. If you're a mother, you know when it's time to have your baby. You've already experienced it and you know it. Okay? But having said that, there's a time to die. There's going to come a day when I'm going to die. My time to be born has already happened. I'm here. I've grown up. I'm becoming older. And there's coming a time and a day in the future that I'm going to die. I already know that, see? But let me move on. There's a time to plant and a time to pluck that which is planted. See, you put the seed in the ground, you watch it grow, and it sprouts up, and it puts off, and then it brings forth the fruit, and when the fruit is mature, then you pluck it, and it's over with, and the plant goes back and returns back, and turns to compost or whatever. There's a time. Do you get what I'm telling you? Let me move on. Just bear with me. There's a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down, a time to build up. See, some people believe that if you defend yourself, and you have to take another person's life to defend yourself, willfully and legally defend yourself, that you're going to go to hell. I got news for you. That person that says that is full of it. If you defend yourself and your family, and you rightfully defend them, you won't go to hell for it. I don't care what no preacher says or none of them. I'm telling you what the Bible says. See, it doesn't matter what people say from a pulpit or even an internet message if you listen to them. What matters is what thus saith God and His Word say. You see, that's what matters. Okay? Let's move on. There's a time to weep and a time to laugh. Time to mourn, time to dance. Time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. You see? There's a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep, a time to cast away, a time to rend, and a time to sow. To sow, excuse me. A time to keep silent and a time to speak up. There's a time to love and a time to hate. Well, that's not possible in that Bible to hate. Oh, yes it is. Oh, absolutely. The Bible says to hate evil and cling to good. See, I hate the vaccines that they're trying to kill us with. I hate the chemtrails. I hate the stinking legislation that they passed of killing babies, aborting babies. And I'm going to throw this out there just for 1 second. Just bear with me in my folly just for a minute. I was just going to do this, but I'm going to throw this in there because I'm fixing to do it. Because I paid for the computer and I'm going to do it. And if you turn it off after this, I'll see you later. Okay. Everybody's bitching and raising hell, okay? Okay, about what's going on with Israel and with Palestine, okay? How come you ain't bitched and raised hell and made videos about them innocent babies in America that's being slaughtered through the abortion clinics every day? Every day! Why don't somebody make a video about that? Okay? I'm not for no innocent women or children dying. Okay? But what I'm saying is this. I'm just pissed off because nobody's got no outrage since 1970 or before that, way back, but legally it's okay to kill a baby. What on God's name has happened to America? What has happened with you people? I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any friggin' sense to me. Okay? It doesn't make sense anymore to me. Okay? Research. Look up the abortion. See the babies torn to pieces out of their mother's womb. You can tell they're a baby. Some ain't big as my hand. You listen to me tonight. By gosh, I've had enough of it. Some of them ain't big as my hand. Google abortion and look for the pictures and see if you can stomach that. Okay? And I'm going to be doing some videos in the future on what the deal is with Israel. And by the way, you can call it Palestine all you want to, but it really and truly, it ain't Palestine. It ain't Palestinians. It's the Philistines, and Iran is not Iran. They still call themselves Persians. It's the stupid American people don't know what they're calling them. They're Medo-Persian. Okay? Iraqis ain't Iraqis, they're Babylonians. And the list goes on and on and on. But I'm sick to death. I'm sick to death of it. That nobody wants to do a video on an outrage of a little innocent baby being murdered and tore out of their mama. Nobody wants to get pissed off and outraged about that. Why don't you stand up for the little innocent babies that's in the mama's womb? Huh? I didn't mean to get off on that, but by God, I've had enough of it. I've had me enough. I've just had enough of it. Anyway. Time to get and time to lose. Time to keep and time to cast away. Time to keep silent and time to speak. See? That was the time for me to speak. I knew it. I knew it in my heart. It was time for me to speak. You see? I knew it. Okay? Listen. I better not go there. I better not do it. Nope. I'll do that later. I'm going to get to it, but I'll do it later. There's a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. What profit hath he that worketh therein, and he laboureth? I have seen travail which God hath given the sons of men to be exercised. He hath made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from beginning to end. See, I know that there's no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and do good all his life. Every man should eat, drink, and enjoy the labor that he's built is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, nothing can be taken away from it, see? And God doeth it. That men should fear before Him. See, whatever God set in stone, whatever God has set in stone, it's going to happen. And God has set in stone, and He has said that a nation that forsakes Him, there will be wrath on them. He said, a sword without, war on the outside, terror within. Fear, terror, and the snare would come upon a nation that turns its back on God. And by gosh, I'm telling you right now, this nation has turned its back on every baby that's been slaughtered and aborted. We've turned our back on them. Let's make some videos about that, why don't you? You see? I understand the Israeli conflict. I understand the plight of what's going on in the Middle East. But let me tell you something, you need to understand this. They've been fighting each other since civilization began, and they're going to fight until Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Son of the living God, puts His feet back on the Mount of Olives and puts a stop to it. Do you understand me? Okay? I'm not for the murdering and killing of babies and women, okay? But I also ain't for this. Let me do a quick analogy, okay? A quick one. Just hear me out and think about it before you get pissed at me. My children sliding down the driveway on their sleds in the snow. The neighbor next door that's on the other side in his property, shooting stuff over here trying to kill my children. Okay? His teenage son's out there and they're shooting, and he's shooting at my children, an analogy, to kill my children. I'm getting my AR-15 and I'm filling them both full of lead. Now, do you understand that? It's just a little analogy. You know, some people get sick of crap. Both sides are sick of it. Do you understand me? Both sides. You can't daggone shoot at people and lob rockets at people all the time and expect somebody to do nothing. Now, am I for the policies of Israel? No, no. I I got to go. I'll be back. I'm going to do some videos on this, and I'm going to put a biblical perspective to it if you can handle it. God bless you.